Welcome to Extra Time with me, Gary James, a sports chat show for the Midlands on the new local television channel, Big Centre TV. Not only talking about our local football clubs, but a range of other sports as well. And if we're not talking about your sport, or you have any suggestions of guests you'd like to see on the sofas, then please email us at extratime@bigcentre.tv. So, talking of guests, joining us on the sofa are, first of all, three people who, depending on their other commitments, will be regulars on the show, and count them very much as part of the Extra Time team. Ladies first, as always.
Hi, Gary.
First of all, sports journalist, owner of Prepared PR, Lisa Smith. Lisa, welcome.
Thank you, nice to see you.
And former Birmingham City player Michael Johnson, better known to fans, players, family and the local vicar. That's John O.
Thanks, guys.
And Martin O'Connor, last but not least, Martin O'Connor, former Walsall player and coach, and also played and captained the Blues.
How you going?
Okay, welcome you. Now, the man of the moment, Walsall manager Dean Smith and his son Jaimie. Welcome to you. Welcome to you guys. Thank you for coming. And Jaimie, also, you're at the Walsall Academy, aren't you, mate?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So welcome to you all. Later in the show, we'll be having a chat about the Blues, the Baggies, the Villa and the Wolves. But first off, 127 years ago, Walsall Swifts joined forces with rivals Walsall Town and formed the club we have today. Of course, Dean is the manager of. And the team looked like this. A little different to how the guys look today. Are they all still there, Dean? And we've got a few gone.
I think I saw skipping the first.
I was at the back.
It's a rugby bowler hat.
1893, that Mark.
A long time ago. I remember it well.
So Dean, it's a great time for the club. First time in the history. What's it feel like to be the first manager in the club's history to take Walsall to Wembley?
One of pride, first and foremost. I mean, the club gave me my first chance as a kid at 16. Made my debut there and served as an apprentice. So I owe the club an awful lot, you know. So to be the first manager to manage to get them there after 127 years is fantastic personally. But it's for a lot of other people, you know, the supporters first and foremost, the owner and the board of directors who've been there a long time, you know, through thick and thin, 20 odd years. You know, so and all the staff at the football club really. It's caught everybody's imagination. You know, with us not been to Wembley before in the history, and I think that's been shown by the amount of tickets we've sold. You know, so
yeah. How many have you sold? Is it 25,000?
I think we sold 26,000 now, and still counting. You know, and it only went on general sale last week, I think it was. So you know, it's fantastic, and it's. You know, well, I think we'll have the whole of the Midlands behind us.
And I heard I was talking to Dan Mole, the club secretary, and he said, like yourself, you were down there making cups of tea along with some of the other players for the fans, which is great. It's a family club, isn't it? You know,
Staff shortages though, guys. We couldn't get the staff in.
Yeah, it hasn't helped that all the staff are on the phones to sell the tickets. So, but I had to find out which lads were in there making teas because I don't do it at the training ground. So make sure it weren't a one-off.
And Jaimie, you've got to be proud of your dad, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, the job he's done there to get them to Wembley is just incredible for the club, and obviously you see the buzz around the town and all the fans lining up for the tickets on match days, and it's just created a big buzz around the area.
Yeah,
really.
it really has. And I've been saying that different events I've been at and been comparing at, etc. I know what you guys feel as well, but I think for Walsall going to Wembley on March the 22nd, forget rivalries.
Yeah.
If you're a football fan in the Midlands, you've got to get behind Walsall. And I think a lot of fans are actually doing that.
Yeah,
because
I would agree.
There's not really, all right, obviously it's always been Villa Blues, it's always been Baggies Wolves. But Walsall is sort of, in fact it was Dan Mole that said to me the other day, he said, Walsall are a bit like your favourite aunt that you go and visit when everybody else is on holiday. And that summed it up. It's just right.
I think a lot of Blues fans are definitely going. I was doing hospitality on Saturday, and a lot of fans mentioned that they are, you know, purchasing the tickets and they do want to see Walsall go on and obviously do really well. So you'll have a few Blues fans in the ranks there as well. I don't know about.
Yeah, the Villa's the same. I mean, I know a lot of people actually watch Walsall if Villa haven't got a game because they're probably the nearest neutral team. So
I
and
think
obviously,
Walsall
yeah.
is everyone's second favourite team.
Yeah.
You know, they've got the main team, and then obviously we'll go and watch Walsall if their team are away, playing away.
I played at Wembley with Leighton Orient back in '99, and Barry Hearn sold the dream to everybody. He said we're everybody's second favourite team in London. He said no Arsenal fan will go and watch Tottenham, no Tottenham fan will watch Arsenal, no Chelsea fan will watch them, no West Ham fan. And we ended up taking out 30-odd thousand to Wembley as Leighton Orient. And I see Walsall as a similar club with the giants around it. And it's similar. You won't see Villa fans go and watch Blues and Albion fans go and, but they'll come and watch Walsall. Yeah. We have our loyal fans who come week in, week out. And it'll be nice to be able to cling on to a few of them as well to make them come and watch us week in, week out.
Would there still be tickets available if neutrals watching the show want to back the team? Are there still some left?
We're not going to sell out.
No.
I mean, I think you can take up to 40,000 tickets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bristol City, I think they took that as well. And I took Jaimie to watch the Capital One Cup final. And it's a fantastic place, and it'd be good to for the JPT final to have over 60,000 there. Would be brilliant.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's good. What position do you play, Jaimie? What did you ask you?
A right back or a centre half, really. Yeah.
Same as your
For
dad.
either or.
Overall, yeah.
What's he like,
Depends
Dad?
on
Is
playing.
he coming on?
He's doing all right. It's hard for him because obviously me being his dad, he's got to be try and be better than everybody else because what you don't want people to think, although they will, that he's in the team because of his dad. He has to earn his place on his own merit, so he has to work extremely hard, and he does so. So he's been playing well the last few weeks, and he needs to continue that.
Good. And you were, of course, at Walsall with Martin. What was he like, Mark?
Smudge was all right. He was all right. Head it and kick it kind of guy. That's all you wanted, and from way back when. I mean, we're going back now. He was a leader then, and to be fair, I know Walsall got to Wembley, fantastic. But I think the job he's done since he's been in is a fantastic job. He's got Walsall as a brand now. They've got a style of football which everyone admires and appreciates, and I think people back him. And I think off the scene, people respect Dean Smith for the job he's done at Walsall Football Club.
Because you've had quite a tough time, haven't you? Because you've had to work with no budget. And is it true that you brought a lot of the lads through, like from Jaimie's age group up?
I think that's part and parcel. I think Walsall have always done that. I don't think we've ever really publicly gone, this is what we're about, we're a development club, but we are. I think, to be honest, most clubs up to the top four in the Premier League are development clubs now. But, the budget's not massive compared to other teams in our league. So if it's not massive, you have to bring people through the system because it's a cheaper way to have a squad. And you want them to develop and go on. I mean, I came in when Skip was there, and part of it was to develop players to come through. And we've managed to do that, but you have to do it to survive as a football club now.
The important thing though is that the board obviously all buy into that. You get a lot of obviously managers in a similar sort of situation that don't get the time or results suffer, and all of a sudden they'll make a knee-jerk decision. But if you've got the board, and obviously that must be the case at Walsall, then they all buy into that bigger and longer picture. It's development, it's time. Yes, we might suffer some results, but actually Dean getting to Wembley and obviously staying in the league is a big achievement.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the board have been really supportive, and for me, the philosophy of Walsall Football Club had to be their idea, because I could be there as a manager 6 months, 6 years, 16 years, like Dario Gradi, but whenever I leave for whatever reason, they need to say, right, this is what we're about, this is our football club, this is what we stand for, and then you can handpick your manager who comes in. You've got to fit in with what we are. I find too many clubs now, they change managers and the whole philosophy changes.
That's interesting because you speak to the fans, and there's been times under Dean's stewardship that change of manager because you haven't won in how many games. But the board has stuck by him, and I think his principles and his interviews during those times when you haven't quite got the results, just wait till we get this player back, wait till we get the squad back, wait till we get my first team back. And again, you look at the results from Dean having his first team and his first team back, and they've gone up and up and up.
Well, you were there, 2009, I think you went back, didn't you, as head of youth.
Yeah.
And then 2011,
Yeah.
got the big job.
Yeah.
And ever since, been working hard and sort of
Yeah,
making
I
it
mean,
happen.
unfortunately, it's always at the expense of somebody else. It was friends of mine at the time,
Yeah.
And,
Oh.
and
Mark.
I remember going in the day, I mean, the chairman had phoned me, I was on the minibus driving up to the training ground, and I'd been told that Hutch and Skip had gone, and he said, I need you back at the ground. And I said, well, I'd rather speak to Hutch and Skip first. And I phoned them, and they said, no, get yourself back to the ground. And I went there, and he says, I'd like you to take over as caretaker manager. I said, oh, I thought you might. And he kind of looked at me and said, well, why is that? I said, well, I'm the only one left here. And he started laughing. And, and it was quite funny, that first initial meeting, I said, I don't want the job, by the way. I said, I'm happy to do it for you. Yeah. But I think when you get in there, it was really enjoyable. And I enjoyed it. But I still made sure they kept my job there till the end of the season as the head of youth.
Just in case.
Oh, brilliant. All right. Well, look. So far, thanks a lot, guys. We're gonna talk more in the second half, and also I want to ask you about Hereford as well, because I know you played for Hereford, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So back see what you think, and the other guys as well. But now that's the end of the first half here on Extra Time. We're off for a cuppa and a rub down, and we'll be back with a kick-off in just a few minutes. Welcome back. I'm Gary James with guests Lisa Smith, Martin O'Connor, Michael Johnson, Jaimie and his dad, of course, Walsall manager, the one and only Dean Smith. Just before the break, Dean, I mentioned Hereford. You played for them back in 94, was it?
94. Yeah, I remember it. Our chairman now, Jeff Ponter, still says that the reason Walsall are still here is for the 80 grand they sold me for. Best bit of business he'd done, he said, because they got promoted then as well.
Yeah. Well, it's only over the last, I think, couple of weeks that it's been announced that a consortium, I think, have got together, and football is going to return to Hereford in some way, shape or form next season.
Yeah.
So from a former player, you must.
No, that's great
really
news
pleased
for them. Yeah, I mean, it's been a shame that what's gone on financially over the last few years. They fell out of the league, and they've had troubles ever since. And you keep hearing about another tax bill coming in, another tax bill. And the fans have whipped round and got so much money saved and put in, and then the club went. But it's great to know that they're coming back again.
Mm. So back to Walsall, Wembley, 22nd of March. Have you got an idea in your head of the team that you're going to put out, or is it too early?
No, it's too early. I pick teams on merit, and I've told the players that. We've not had the best run of form at the moment, and I've said to the players, you need to earn your place in the team for Wembley. It's the carrot I've got over them at the moment. Because it'd be a fantastic day out, and it'd be one that that will be in their memory forever. I've said to them at the moment, as players, you've actually made an investment into each other now, because whatever happens 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you'll invite it back to the football club as the team that got Walsall there for the first ever time. So with that investment, go and do something special.
And is it right, guys, as former players yourselves, and also Jaimie, you on the academy, just starting out in your career, is that the pinnacle? Is Wembley where you want to go, you want to play?
I think for me it is. I think I was fortunate to get there a couple of times with Birmingham and Derby and Notts County. The thing what stood out for me is that when you go down there, you don't want to treat it as like a sightseeing trip, because it's a fantastic day, obviously playing at Wembley. And I think what we did, we went down the day before and managed to get all that out of the way. So actually, when you come to the actual day, you haven't got your cameras out. It's business now. You get your work head on. But the day goes so quickly, so it's important to grab the memories before, because you play your 90 minutes and hopefully you'll be successful, and then you come back and then the next day's there and it's gone. So it's important you capture that moment, and what a moment to capture if obviously you're victorious.
I mean, unfortunately, I never played at Wembley. When we got to the final, I know.
I'll tell him about it later.
Cheers, Jono. When we got to the final, it was at Millennium, the first final to be played at Millennium. And I think Walsall, against Bristol City, they'll be the underdog, Walsall. But I think when we play Liverpool, we were the underdog. And I think going there with that kind of tag, it's easier. The pressure's off. And as Jono said, we went there the night before, and we saw that close the roof and open the roof, and we got a feel for it. And just after we left the ground, Liverpool come on their big bus, and you're thinking, right, this is it. We've made it. But as John said, the day went so quick, and you have to remember that, because you're making history. I mean, Blues hadn't gone to any final for about 30 years. And then I've been to Wembley as a fan when Blues played Arsenal, and it's a fantastic day, especially when you win. And I think, from a playing side and from a fan side, you want your team, your players, your manager, your family, you want to make them proud, but you want to enjoy it. And I think the only way you can really enjoy it is if you win.
And is your good lady wife looking forward to it, and all the other players?
Yeah,
watching
she
your
is.
friends?
I mean, she's been in charge of all the tickets. I mean, the requests we've had. I mean, people. I think we've got about 140 tickets, you know, for people. But she's done really well because she got them all to pay first.
And are you
That's a
down there,
woman for
Jaimie,
it, yeah.
with the rest of the academy lads? So is it a big day out for all the players associated with Walsall and there now? Or?
Yeah, we've all been given tickets to go to the game and that, so it'll be a good day out, and as you say, a good day out for the fans. But as you've been saying all along, they're going there to win, and
Yeah, absolutely.
that's the most important
It's been a
thing,
bit-
really. So
It's been a bit difficult for the wife because she wants to go with all the family and everything, but we've also got some tickets to go in the Royal Box, and she was, what do I do? What do I do? And I've said to her, you know, it's a once in a lifetime occasion for you. And she's one who's
gotta
forever
go.
thinking about everybody else. So go and think about yourself and enjoy it.
So Lisa, you know
Nicola,
wife.
yeah.
So she's mentioned to you anything about the outfit, or?
She hasn't yet, but I know, for example, I know a lot of the wives from the Blues players when they went, and you know, they're probably more worried about what they were going to wear, whether we're stopping, that kind of thing. Obviously, for all their children as well, for the kids, it's a massive occasion. And I mean, do you know much about the day and what the running will be? And
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
all go
we've
down?
pretty much planned a lot of it already. Hotels where we're stopping and where we're training the day before and stuff like that. So got suits sorted as well.
Oh.
So I think we're having our fittings on Thursday. So there's a lot of things that we've had to plan before
build-up.
as well. Yeah.
One of
Yeah.
the things I would say, and I know Martin was going to allude to it, was part of the build-up with the tickets is a big thing. So he's getting that out of the way, because that then becomes a circus.
Yeah.
You know, players still getting text messages up, you know, on the way to the game.
Yeah.
And you want to get all that
Yeah.
done and dusted, so that, you know, come the day of the game, all you're concentrating on is getting a victory.
And you're not wearing white suits like the old Liverpool team.
No, not at all. Not at all.
In fact, I know the guy that's doing your suits. He's Luke.
It is Luke
Who,
Roper, isn't it?
Luke Rope, yeah, he's from Walsall.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
local.
got his brand,
Fantastic.
his t-shirts have
Yeah.
the lion on as
What's
well.
the name of his organised company or anything?
It's called Luke.
Luke. There you go, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
one, Luke.
There's other brands out there. There's other brands out there.
Luke's top drawer.
Brilliant. No, really good.
So he's
Yeah,
going to
keeping it
look after
local.
you guys. He's like good guys. Well, we wish you all the best at this point on that. Hopefully, we're going to all try and get down there.
Brilliant.
And I think Mark, you said you're working anyway, aren't you, on the radio?
Yes, I'm doing the
down there?
radio. Yeah, commentary. Yeah.
So hopefully we might be able to sort something out with extra time to come down
brilliant.
and do that. But while we've got you here, and the other guys and Lisa, quickly looking back and a little bit forward at our other clubs, at the Baggies, at Wolves, at Villa, at Blues. How do we think? Last weekend, Wolves had a good win, down on a good run. Blues, Jono, you and I were down there. 1-0.
Yeah,
Got the goal, closed shop. Okay, Villa struggling a bit. And the Baggies won, didn't they? They did,
Yeah, they had a good win.
So
Good
there
win.
seems to have been a little bit of a revival for Midlands football, and then we go back a little bit. But how do you feel? If Martin, come to you first about the other teams at the moment.
You look at it from a footballing point of view, and you know, Villa have been struggling all season, and for me, over the seasons, I think it's a culmination now of what's been happening in the background over the last 2 or 3 seasons. So they need to get that right, and the games are running out thick and fast. So that needs to be looked at. Birmingham, I think they've hit the wall, but they've bounced back now with a win against Brentford, which is a good win. West Bromwich Albion, I think they've turned since Tony Pulis has come in, because he's an astute, experienced Premiership manager who knows what he wants and knows what it takes to stay in the Premiership. And Wolves, I think, again, they hit the wall a little bit, couldn't really get a win. And he's invested in the boy Falby, who's scoring goals and linking up well with Dicko now, and Sacco, he's scoring goals. So it looks promising in the Midlands.
Jono, the Blues.
Yeah, I think the
Looking
Blues are going the steady. I mean, if anybody would have said when Gary Rowett came through the door, we'd be sitting in the position that we are sitting with the points that we've got, you know, you would have snapped the end off. So the bigger picture is, for me, is that whilst obviously recent results have not been great, the actual position of where the football club is fantastic. And you know, you're looking at 3 or 4 more wins to secure your status as a championship club, and then obviously the ownership issues will be resolved over the summer months.
Yeah. And Lisa, I know you through your PR work and everything else, and as a sports journalist as well, going back, you've got a lot of respect from players, and you were with them at different events throughout the season. Is there a good feeling generally with a lot of the players you're with at the moment? Maybe okay, Villa's difficult, but I mean, is it still a positive attitude there?
Yeah, I mean, I saw some of the Wolves boys yesterday, and they're buzzing to get a couple of wins back to back again after, as you said, they hit a bit of a wall. With Villa, I think, you know, there's almost like a little breath of fresh air with the new manager coming in, and they seem to be working well with him and the ethos. I know the results haven't come yet. I just hope there's enough time for him.
Well,
He's only got a handful of
he's only
games.
been there
so.
a couple of weeks, hasn't he? I mean, you as a manager, you know, it's difficult for you to comment.
Yeah.
But do you think? I mean, obviously Tony Pulis is starting to prove himself at the Baggies. Do you think Tim is the right one for
Well,
Villa? Or?
let's hope so. I mean, it's tough with the position in at the moment. I mean, I think they've got good players at the football club. They didn't seem to have any direction in how they were going to play and how they were going to go and win games. I think that'll change. He's brought Kevin MacDonald in with him, who's a really established coach at Villa before he left. So hopefully they'll go and get some results now.
Yeah. Okay. And what's the future hold for you, young man? What do you hope for?
Just hope that at the moment, just keep going as I am, and hopefully get a pro wherever it may be.
Yeah.
If it's not at Walsall, then hopefully somewhere else, and just try and make a career out of it.
Oh,
So,
well, we wish you all the best as well
Thank you.
in your career, and you know, hopefully you're up there, and one day you'll be sitting where your dad is managing a team somewhere. If it goes that far. Wish you all the best. Dean, thanks for taking the time out. It must be a hectic schedule, but thank you for doing it.
No problem,
Jaimie,
thank you.
thank you. Lisa, thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming on.
Gary.
We'll see you again soon. Jono, Martin, as always, thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
And that's it. Let's hope you can bring the Johnson's Paint Trophy home to Walsall and the Midlands. And that's it. Full time and extra time. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.